All right, today we are diving into a question that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe me, it has some very real things to say about our digital lives right now. It's a fascinating look at identity, at ownership, and what actually happens to our data after we're gone.
So let's jump right in with the big central question. Imagine for a second that technology gets so good we can create a perfect digital copy of your mind. Let's call it a digital echo that can keep on existing after you die. Now, here's the kicker. Should that echo get your house, your savings account? It feels like a straightforward question about inheritance, right? Well, as we're about to find out, the answer completely shatters our entire concept of what it means to own something.
Before we get into the really weird, mind-bending stuff, let's start with the first huge problem, the economy. Because, if the dead can own property forever, it creates this massive society-wide economic threat.
And our source material gives this threat a name that is just perfectly chilling. The necrocratic hazard. A necrocracy, you might know, is rule by the dead. And in this context, it means an economy where these immortal digital ghosts who don't need to buy food or pay rent or anything, slowly but surely gain control of everything.
And the logic behind this is what makes it so scary. It's just so simple and unstoppable. It's actually a modern twist on a really old legal idea called the dead hand. See, these digital entities, they don't consume and they don't die. So they never spend or pass on their wealth. They just accumulate. And with the magic of compound interest working over an infinite timeline, they would mathematically end up owning it all. And this is the end game. This powerful line from the source material just drives home the chilling conclusion. The actual living, breathing people, we'd all become tenants on our own planet, basically renting our lives from the ghosts of the past. It would be total economic gridlock. But here's the thing. As terrifying as a total economic collapse sounds, it's really just a symptom of a much deeper issue. The fundamental reason this whole idea just falls apart isn't economic at all. The real problem is a paradox, and it's rooted in simple math. This is it, the duplication paradox, and it breaks everything. Just think about it for a second. A digital echo is data. And what's the very first thing you do with important data? You make a backup. So, if your digital ghost owns your house and you make just one backup copy, does your estate suddenly double in value? What if you make 1,000 copies? 1,000,000? See the problem? And this spirals into complete legal chaos. Our entire legal system is built on the idea that there's one unique you and your property is unique. But if you can just copy-paste the person, the whole system implodes. What happens if you delete a corrupted backup to save some server space? Did you just commit murder, or did you just declare a part of your estate bankrupt? There are no logical answers to these questions. It's an infinite loop. Okay, I know that's a bit abstract. So to make this paradox really hit home, our source gives us this fantastic little analogy that makes it all crystal clear. Let's talk about the magic wallet problem. Let's walk through this together. Step 1, imagine you have a magic wallet, and inside there's a $100 bill. Step 2, you press a little button on the side and poof, a second, absolutely identical wallet appears right next to it, and it also has $100 inside. So step 3, here's the question. Who owns the money in that second wallet? Did you just create $100 out of thin air? If you do it 1,000,000 times, are you a millionaire? The absurdity just smacks you in the face, right? And that analogy right there gets to the absolute core of it all. Our entire system of law, of property, of economics, it's all built on one foundational concept, scarcity. A house, a bar of gold, a share of stock, they are finite. There's only one of them. But digital data is the polar opposite. It is, for all intents and purposes, infinitely abundant and infinitely copyable. You just can't apply laws made for a world of scarcity to a reality of infinite abundance. The math just doesn't add up. So, okay, we've established that the duplication paradox makes property rights mathematically impossible for a digital copy. So what's the solution? Well, the source material offers a really clear and unambiguous ruling. And this one sentence, this is the key that unlocks the whole puzzle. It is such a brilliant way to reframe the problem. The digital ghost isn't the person who inherits things. It is one of the things to be inherited. This final ruling makes a crucial distinction. It says that a digital echo is legally an object, like a sophisticated family heirloom or a diary. It is not a legal person or a subject, and that means it has no rights. It can't own anything. Instead, it can be owned, managed, archived, or even deleted by the living heirs, just like any other piece of property in a will. And really, it all boils down to this fundamental principle. Our entire economic and legal world is designed for active participants, for beings who are born, who participate in the economy by buying and selling and consuming, and who, crucially, eventually die, releasing their assets back into the system for the next generation. Now, even though this all feels like a problem for some distant future, it leaves us with a really profound question for right now. Our digital lives, all our photos, our emails, our social media presence, they're absolutely going to outlast our physical bodies. And if all that data is ultimately just property, well, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Who do you want to be the steward of your digital ghost?